Hey guys, I'm Dan Capini and we're at BlizzCon 2009. I'm joined by Tom Chilton from Blizzard. G'day Tom.
Hi there, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, Cataclysm, big announcement today. Can you give us a brief rundown of the features and what users can expect when the game ships?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, we've got a major revamp of the old world, so a lot of the 1 to 60 content is going to change as Deathwing has broken through the world and has caused these cataclysmic events across the game world. We also have leveling up to level 85. We have, of course, 5 new talent points that goes along with that, but we've got also a new kind of character progression that we're calling Pass of the Titans. We've got rated battlegrounds. We've got a guild leveling system. There's all kinds of good stuff. So, of course, there's a lot of new content from 80 to 85 and at the end game. We have more end game content for Cataclysm than we've ever had before. So, at least what's in the plan right now.
Now, you are throwing in a lot of content. So it was a bit of an odd decision then, I think, on the user's part to only add 5 levels rather than the 10 we saw in Wrath and we saw in Burning Crusade. Why was that?
Well, it's definitely a break from the norm, but I think we're doing what we feel like the player base wants us to do, and that there are a lot of players that when a new expansion comes out, what they try to do is they just try to get to the level cap again so they can do the end game content. At the same time, there are a lot of players that really like leveling up characters, so we're trying to satisfy both. The guys that really enjoy leveling up characters, not only do we have the 5 new levels for them, but we also have that revamped 1 to 60. The people that like leveling up new characters, like having a lot of different tunes, tend to, like I said, create a whole lot of them. So we want them to feel like they got a lot of new stuff as they went through it, as they're rolling up their 3rd or 4th or 5th character or 10th, who knows.
Sorry, now you're also adding 2 new races, which is a big move, but no new classes. Why is that?
Well, partially because we've decided to go with the 2 new races this time. We feel like if we added a new character class with every expansion, we would probably mess up the game pretty soon. It wouldn't take that long for the classes to really start being hybridized, become more and more like each other. So I think we have to be very careful with the introduction of new classes. We'll probably do it again sometime in the future, but I wouldn't expect every expansion to have a new class. So that's why this time we got new races.
What is the selection process? Why Worgen and why Goblin?
Well, the selection process is whatever kind of fits within the scheme of what we're doing for the expansion, and what also just seems like it would be really cool. The Goblins have been one that people have talked about since the game came out, right? Even when the game came out, there were people on the team, there were players that were kind of pushing to make Goblins a playable race, make them a playable race. So we're finally, making good on that. We're finally making that happen. We also felt like they brought a lot to the Horde, that they're going to bring a lot to the Horde because of their profile. The Horde don't have that kind of funny, cutesy, small race right now like the Alliance do with the Gnomes. So we wanted to round them out a little bit. And the same can be said for the Worgen, in that the Alliance don't have anything that's really vicious and beastly, scary, that sort of thing. So I think that it helps people that want to play either one of those sides get whatever it is that they want to get. They can helps more people find the kind of race that they want to play.
Yeah, you're also making some huge changes to the existing classes, and the way that MP5, for example, is gone. Soul Shard changes. Yep. Mana's gone from hunters. These are some huge changes that are going ahead.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, well, we've never been very shy to make class changes when we feel like they're for the better of the game. I really feel like the Warlock and the Hunter gameplay is going to improve as a result of it. And we've heard for years now that just the inventory management of the soul shards isn't very interesting and fun, so we want to deal with that. Same could be said for mana for the Hunters, in that it really wasn't a resource that seems to be working out for them because of the nature of the way DPS classes need to get their resources back to be able to continue to apply DPS over a long period of time.
And you're making some physical changes to the world itself. Azeroth isn't going to look the same anymore?
Yeah, well, it's going to change in a lot of places, and your mileage will vary in terms of from zone to zone how much it'll change. The Cataclysm is going to affect different zones to different degrees. But the general idea is to come away from it with a feeling like the world is dynamic, the world changes sometimes, that not everything is always going to be the same, and that it's interesting because of that. I think that we hear from players a lot of times that they wish the world were more dynamic, and so we're trying to help make that happen. We're making that happen not only with the Cataclysm changes, but also with the phase terrain kind of stuff. So I think, on those different fronts, I think we again play into that feeling of nostalgia, being able to go to those places that are familiar but a little bit different now, and kind of getting to replay through some of those quest lines that are new and different and changed.
Tom, thanks very much for your time.
Right on, thank you.